Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk.
Mostly.
Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am Jedi Master Grayson, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. And as always, it is so much fun to talk shit with friends. Nolan, how you doing?
I'm good. Had a nice 3-day weekend. Played lots of video games.
Sounds awesome. So you're one of the lucky ones that got President's Day off, huh?
Yeah, shockingly, the one that technically involves him, he lets us still have off.
What up, Fifth Bantha? What up? He says, hey, what up, fam? And also, what up to everyone else out there in the world that's watching? Appreciate you. Whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or at night, it's always nerds. You like that? Did I just pause with an inflection up?
Yeah, I was expecting there to be a little bit more there.
Well, you know what, Alex? There can always be a little bit more. You know what?
What's that?
Because we got some room, baby. We're going to be talking today about Severance, season 2, episode 5. We're going to squeeze in a little room for some Invincible, episode 4.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're going to squeeze in a little bit of room right here. Make some room for me. Okay. Come on, squeeze over. See, we're going to squeeze them in right now, Alex. It's our good friend. And we can't do it without him. It is 9 from 9 nerd yards. I was dragging that intro out.
What's up, gentlemen? I feel like I'm never on there. You know? Hey, y'all gotta start adding the 9 nerd yards Twitter to this bitch.
Oh, well, you know what? We never do it because if you're not on, we just don't do it. But you know what?
Just do it anyway. Come on.
Pop it on up there.
More the merrier.
Pat it on. That coughing, that pat it on.
What up, Film Age? Yeah, guys, like Bill said, we're going to be talking Severance. We're going to be talking Invincible. And as always, we're going to be talking shit. And always, we want to remind you to consider perusing through our merchandise store where we have hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, and all kinds of cool stuff with our stupid name on it. So check out the shop tab on the YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time for the Bantha Bunch, hosted by your favorite cousin Bill. What are you guys going to be talking about this Thursday?
Oh, man. You know, I have no idea what we're going to talk about. No, that's not true for at least another 5 weeks. Another 7 weeks.
You have concepts of an idea.
I have some ideas, not all ideas, some concepts, some of my ideas, but we're going to see. Some people never thought of this before till I got here. And now they think about it, these type of things.
But I'm going to be got a call from a serial killer. That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about common side effects. Side effects. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be talking about today. It's a great little show about doing drugs to save the world. It's about doing drugs to save the world. And you might be
sounds like the excuse of someone who got caught doing drugs by the cops.
It's always an excuse to do mushrooms, sir. But yeah, if you're into that,
even though,
whoa, what happened? Oh yeah, so if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you come over and check us out on NerdsatNite and on the Drunk Banthas channel. Thursdays is 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, you can most likely find your boy Nine kicking it with us. You know what I'm saying? He was here with us last week.
That's right.
So
I really like that show.
The Bantha Bunch?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Bantha Bunch, of course. Especially when I'm on it.
And yeah,
Oh,
before we
man, this
get-
hasn't been reset yet.
Yeah, I just reset it.
You did? Well, it's not doing the things that resets.
Well,
done.
it's pretty dog shit right now. But Jeff,
It worked Thursday.
before we get into Severance, let's go down Just Comic Book Corner. What are we talking about today?
Oh, yes. Today we are going to be continuing from last week with White Knight issue number 2. So
Groovy.
you'll remember last week we ended with Jack Napier just seeming all sorts of sane now. So this one actually opens with him in a courtroom arguing his case. And one thing just right off the bat that I love is when they do little subtle things like this, where you notice Jack looks normal, like just an everyday person, but his shadow's still that of the Joker. So just fun things like that they do great callbacks and things like that through the entire series. But in this one, Jack's talking about how, when he was the Joker, he was literally the worst. He was as evil could get. But he's talking about how it was he was mentally ill. He needed help, and instead, people kept the police, the people in charge of Arkham, the court system. Instead of getting him the help he needed, they just kind of kept propping him up as like, oh, this is the guy that he's the reason things are awful. He's the reason things are bad. And he's just calling him out on it. He points out that when he started as a criminal, he wasn't a murderer. He was just a small-time crook that they started calling a supervillain. And he just keeps going into how they used him like as an excuse to start getting the things that they wanted. How because of him running around and creating these insane and massive issues, he was able to basically monetize crime for all of them. Hey, something's broken. All right, well, when the Joker breaks things, well, now we need tax-funded money going to pay these construction workers, and we need people the real estate people buying all the buildings and everything. And shockingly, some of that money is going right into a politician's pocket. So he's just kind of pointing out how instead of getting the actual psychological help he needed, they just kept being like, "Oh, the Joker's the problem, and we're blaming everything on the Joker." And he goes on to say, like, this isn't just, I'm not the only victim here. All of us are. All of Gotham is. And he's saying, I have been reviewed by many doctors. I've been found saying the right thing you need by law and justice to let me go. And he ends up getting let go. And then we're brought back to our fun little news crew here. And just more of the same, where she's sitting there and she's explaining, like, well, there's different parts of the city that are really backing Jack. They see this growing injustice, this lack of confidence in the GCPD as well. And a lot of people, a lot of minorities are backing Jack in all of this, whereas the white guys just sitting there like, they're all insane. How can they fall for this? And again, he calls them out for being social justice warriors. And it's just a lot more of exactly what you'd expect out of this news team. But anyway, so after that, we see Jack walking up to this old building, and he walks up, and there's Harley. And she sees him, and she's like, what? She's like, oh, you're home, great. And she sees him, she's like, oh, you look awful. Go put on some makeup. We're going to go rob somewhere. We're going to have some fun, da-da-da. And Jack's like, no, Harley, calm down. And he sits her down, and he starts by apologizing to her and saying how, like, I've treated you so horribly over the years. And yeah, well, I was mentally ill, but that's not an excuse. And that still doesn't make anything of what I did okay. And like the mood swings and all this, you were there throughout all of it. And Harley's still sitting there like, yeah, but that was the fun part. That's what I love. And he's like, well, okay, but I'm not that guy anymore. And you know what? I'm going to be the man that you always deserved. And he actually ends up proposing to her. And Harley looks down at the ring, and kicks him in the gut and starts yelling at him, saying, "You stupid! What do you think you're doing? These pills? This stupid act? It's terrible! No. You're going to go, you're going to get your suit, you're going to get your makeup, we're going to rob a bank, we're probably going to kill a bunch of people, and then we're going to fuck." And he's still just sitting there like, no, you don't get it. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. And all of a sudden, someone kicks Harley like square in the face. And then standing there is another Harley Quinn. And is obviously, the original costume Harley and everything. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? So the Harleys are yelling at each other. And old school Harley grabs Jack and she's like, "I got you, baby. Like, sit tight. It's going to be fine. Let's go." And she gets him out of there. So next we cut to Mr. Freeze. And if you remember in the last issue, Mr. Freeze is actually working with Batman, with Bruce Wayne, to try and help Alfred. And we just get them talking about like, "Hey, we're going to start using this freeze tech. Are you ready?" And Mr. Freeze, and obviously he doesn't know it's Batman. He's talking to him as Bruce Wayne, but he's like, "Yeah, okay, let's begin." And so Bruce and Freeze and Batgirl, Barbara, they're sitting there and they've got this thing of mice, and they take it and they fill this tank of mice with water, because why not? But then what they're doing is they ended up freezing the mice and unfreezing them, and it's just a way of showing like, oh well, it looks like Victor's freeze tech works. Like, we can do this. It'll all be good. And it's like, okay. And then they're like, all right, the mice have gone well. It's time to, let's go some more tests. And Freeze is like, all right, I'm gonna take this. And they're like, what do you? We just did it on mice. We need to study the mice. We need to test it on other animals. We need to at least test it on more mice. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it. And then he says some really weird shit. He says, "Your help was most invaluable, Mr. Wayne. You've given me a chance to save my beloved wife by harnessing technology pioneered by the Third Reich. I think, yeah. I think you and your father now leave us alone." And then Bruce is like, "My father? What are you talking about?" And Barbara's like, "Well, no, we got to stop him. We got to do at least more testing." No one mentions the Third Reich ever again.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. That was my exact. Yes. So anyway, Freeze takes the cure for his freeze tech, and shockingly, it doesn't go well. What ends up happening is Freeze immediately ages, because when he first became Mr. Freeze, he was 30, and they say it's been 50 years since then. And like, he aged all 50 years in that time. And then they notice that the mice are dying, and the mice rapidly age too. And then they point out that like, even if we didn't have this issue, we still don't have a cure for the disease that Nora's dying from. So even after all that work, exactly. So even after all that work, just nothing doing. So after that, we cut back to Harley and Jack, and now they're talking, and he's like, she's taking really great care of him, and he's just kind of realizing what a piece of shit he is. She's like, she offers him tea, and he's like, "You drink tea?" And she's like, "I've always drank tea." And he goes, "Oh." And he goes like, "You
okay, Alfred?"
Right? And then he's like, "You left me, and a completely new Harley took over? How did I not notice?" And I love this one. Then she says, "Well, you're a narcissist who suffers from dysmia. Sorry, you're a narcissist who suffers from dysmia and a schizoid personality disorder, likely made worse by a chemical imbalance, which is why the medication is working. You're probably not cured, but with the right support, you could be." And he just kind of like stares at her, and she's like, "Dude, I was a psychiatrist, remember?"
Yeah.
And I just always love when they point that out. Like, yeah, that's what you did. That's how they met. But
like the best one in Gotham, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if she didn't have terrible taste in men, she probably would have gotten a Nobel by now.
Yeah.
But so they just kind of talk a little more, and he's like, so why'd you finally leave? And she's like explaining, she's like, well, in the beginning I got caught up in it. And they just kind of go over Harley and Joker's early days and how like they're having all fun. But then he started really getting obsessed with Batman and how like it was like that was his actual love. And she realized how bad it was when one night she comes home and in the basement, the Joker has Robin tied up and has been torturing him. So at this point, she tells him, his name was Jason Todd, and you had him tied up. You were cutting him with a razor. You were losing your mind because no matter what you tried, he wouldn't tell you Batman's identity. And Joker was so crazy about it. Like Harley finally runs in and rips the razor away from him before he can kill Jason, which, thank God. And she's trying to get through to him, but just nothing's making sense. He can't see past this obsession with Batman. So Harley runs off and she actually goes to GCPD, uses the bat signal, gets Batman and brings him back because she can't let Robin die. She's not willing to let Joker cross that line. And they get back and Robin's nowhere to be seen. There's just an empty chair with blood and ropes, and Batman is beating the fuck out of the Joker. And Harley stops him, and they send Joker to Arkham. She goes to trial. She ends up saying that Batman actually convinced the courts to go easy on Harley. So she got way less time. And she says the reason why he went easy on Harley is because it was Batman's way of thanking her for keeping him from killing Joker. But the really crazy part is they obviously keep talking about this, and Jack just says, did Joker murder Robin? And and Harley says, you're the only one who knows. And Jack just says, I can't remember. So we don't know if Jason Todd is alive, dead, what. But, they're still there and they're still talking and, they're catching up. And he says to her, are you ready to be the good guys for a while? So they're starting to turn over a new leaf. And Napier is telling, like, he's saying that, like, what he's going to be doing is he's like, we got to lead a rebellion. We got to turn Gotham against Batman by villainizing him and showing the damage that he and Joker caused. And she's like, oh, Gotham City is going to be saved by Jack Napier. And he's like, no. Jack Napier and Harleen Quinzel. I need you on this one. So anyway, from there, it cuts to this charity event that Bruce is at. And Bruce shows up and he's donating this car. And it's just, very typical Bruce Wayne trying to like make appearances and everything. And this one guy's like his rich friends, they're kind of being dicks. Shockingly, they're uber rich and pissed drunk. So anyway, they go inside and they're, hobnobbing and talking with everyone when all of a sudden a news report starts going and it's talking about how, Jack got an insane amount of money from, after he was let out. And instead of keeping the money, he donated all of it to build the first library in this rundown part of town called Backport. And, Jack and Harley are just saying like, Jack's being brilliant here. He's like, it wasn't the police who saved me. It wasn't the courts. It wasn't Batman. It wasn't even my own plea. It was the people of Gotham that set me free. And he's like trying to say like, that's who I'm trying to help. I want to give back to them. They deserve the settlement. Not us. And that's why we did this. And Bruce, unsurprisingly, freaks out and is like, shut that off, turn it off right now. And he's yelling at it. And this is where this book gets really interesting. His dick drunk friend Pierce goes, Joker's setting up a charity in Blackport? Ugh, how droll. And that's the thing. He calls it Blackport. And Bruce corrects him just saying it's called Backport. And somehow Bruce doesn't catch at all that wasn't a drunken slip of the tongue. The guy's just a racist piece of shit. But then he's talking about like, he's like, well, you know, whatever. Jack's right about Batman, though. I mean, I've made millions. And Bruce is like, what? And Pierce just starts saying, yeah, Batman usually fights crime in poor neighborhoods. They usually destroy the neighborhood. And then the city has to level those zones. They've actually started calling them Bat Impact Zones. So the city, you know, since it's something that's like, hey, we're all kind of okay with the vigilante, taxpayer money goes to fixing up these buildings. And what I do is I buy them the second the taxpayers finished footing the bill, and then I sell them. Isn't it great? So Bruce knocks him the fuck out and then knocks out his big ass bodyguard and just storms off. So then finally we're taking one more turn here and we're back with Jack and Harleen and they're talking. And Jack is saying, you know, I used to hate all of you and I know you hated me. You know, we would just sit around. We talk about how we almost got him. And it's revealed that Jack is talking to like all the super villains of Gotham, and they're talking, and they're not. He's like, we got to work together to do this, and they're like, none of us are going to work with you. Are you out of your fucking mind? And that's when Harley hands him the Mad Hatter's hat. I'm like, wait, do you have the Mad Hatter's hat? And we see a quick little flashback to Joker and Harley taking the hat from the Hatter and then just sticking a bunch of the little cards into mind-controlled Clayface. And Harley's like, so are you just going to like put a card on all the supervillains? And Joker's like, no. It'd be way too hard to try and control all of them, thinking about all of them at the same time. Plus, like, how would we slip it on there? Instead, he has Clayface turn parts of his body to dust. He takes that dust, pours it into different liquor bottles, gives those drinks to all of the supervillains. So by the end, they're drinking their mind control Clayface laced drinks. So now Joker gets control of them. So in the end, Joker gets mind control of all of the major supervillains in Gotham City. And that's it. That's how this issue ends.
Oh, dope.
That is pretty crazy. I'm curious of the logistics of that. Like, if it's just his... Well, whatever. It's comic books.
I mean, what is coming to mind for me is how Joker is normal. Like, it feels like the Harley Quinn show that is like, currently going like in the season 5 or whatever. And the Joker is like very like he's a good guy.
Right.
And I kind of wonder if they're like pulling from this comic a little bit.
I think the comic came out before it because the comic came out in like 2016, I believe, maybe 2017.
No, I'm saying like if the show is pulling from.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because the Joker becomes this like pretty
2017
suburban dad, normal guy type,
right?
And I wonder if they're pulling from that.
That show is smart at pulling from a lot of different sources. I mean, like, hell, Kite Man was only 4 years old when that show came out.
Apple only.
Yes, this comic book is crazy. Thanks for watching. Apple Lonely. Thea said, "Damn, so they used Batman for gentrification. Shit, every time we see the back signal, we gotta say there goes the neighborhood."
That's what they've been saying for years.
Well, the funny part is,
not in my backyard.
You know they're gonna start letting the bats move in.
and the crazy part is,
black bats.
Bruce didn't seem to realize it at all that's what was happening, and it's just like, man, you're very. It's also a lot like the Harley show, where he's just very out of touch with anyone that's not the Bat family. Like outside of his war on crime, he doesn't really know how the world works at all.
The war on crime.
He's a rich billionaire. It's like if Elon Musk started.
I think he'd go a little more Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I've definitely heard. I've definitely heard the criticism about Batman that like if he put as much energy as he does into crime fighting as he does into like being a philanthropist and just tried to save the city with his money, the city would probably be a lot better off.
They say don't throw money at a bad situation.
But then I feel like the Court of Owls kind of like dismisses.
Nobody ever learned nothing giving them a handout.
The whole theory.
The Court of Owls was a good one too.
You teach a man to fish. Pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They be out here handing out checks to these fucking Gotham City bitch ass motherfuckers. Y'all be tearing shit up all the time. He was like, I agree with everything that this dude said, except for the part where he was talking shit about Batman.
He's out of line, but he is correct.
His community service is really just for a boys club that will raise his next war crime. Yeah, that's like the extent of his community service.
Because as we saw in this issue, he doesn't know where the fuck they are.
Right.
No one knows where Jason Todd is in this version of Batman.
Ophelia says you get a Batman cleaning up the crime, and you see a juice bar pop up where the
yeah. Sooner or later, there's going to be a Whole Foods and all.
Sometimes you'll wake up after have fallen asleep, and then you'll just have a black lady staying in your basement or something.
It's probably not good that while Othelius is making those notes, I'm actively drinking a smoothie.
But you made that yourself. That's
from a bat neighborhood.
I don't know, that might be a bit whiter, making your own smoothie.
It might do. Yeah.
But guys, let us know what you thought of this comic book. Jeff, do you know what you're gonna be covering next week?
So we're gonna switch it up because we just do the first two of issues. So I'm thinking of We Only Find Them When They're Dead, which is space pirates trying to find space gods because they only find these space gods when they're dead, and there's a whole industry about carving up their bodies.
Oh, Jesus.
Or Jimmy's Bastards, which is basically Archer, but even more fucked up.
Okay. I have an idea for you. And let me know if I'm out of pocket. But like,
you're out of pocket. Moving on. No, I'm joking.
I really like the way that you do these comic book corners, and I think for you editing, if you could just cut these comic book corners out of the streams and then put them on NerdsatHighlights for later consumption. It'll be quick and easy.
Oh, yes. The problem is, I don't know what it is, but every time I'm like, hey, let's sit down and do editing, it's just like, hey, look at all the shiny shit in my apartment. Video games. Yeah, that's awesome. It is
I'm just saying, cut, upload.
It's like a new video game.
Just get those on because those are cool. I like those.
What I want to do eventually is, so I just do the first two issues, then continue them continue like 3 through whatever, and then we'll put those up.
That's sexy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But he's just giving you something easier. That's easier. That is easier. It's easier. But you know what's
I've literally
easier?
just gotta take them, put them, and be an adult.
There's not one thing easier, Alex, than going to work and never knowing what the fuck happened at work. Because we're gonna be talking about Severance. Get my Severance out. Get my Severance tassels out. Get my Severance tassels out.
Oh, those tassels are making me uncomfortable.
That's right. We're talking about Trojan's Horse.
What?
Oh, what? Where the fuck did you get that?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Is that a real book?
No, not at all. It's a journal.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
But I got it on Etsy, and I was like, I mean, come on. It's too ridiculous. I gotta buy it.
Awesome.
How could you not? That is fucking amazing. I love how I'm the only one who noticed it. I love how I'm the only one who noticed it until it wasn't until I put you on the big screen. Everybody's like,
put it back on.
well,
I had a feeling. It was definitely one of those. I was just like, all right, one, it's just too funny to get. But this is one of those ones where my impulse control is not the best because I was really like, I should save this for the last episode. I was like, I can't. No, it was like $20. But I was just too excited to save it.
Yeah, no way.
Have you written any deep diatribes? I am guilty of this is deep type of shit.
Oh, you know what that's got to be for, Jeff? Haikus.
All
of the haikus.
Gotta bring the
haikus.
It got here 2 days ago, but it's been a very important video game weekend. So,
what are you playing?
I just finished Like a Dragon: The Man Who Erased His Name. Because the next Yakuza game,
way too much. Yeah.
Well, the next one comes out on Thursday, so I played every fucking game in the series, except for one because it's like it's only on PS3 and like $100, and I'm not buying.
You do have a job, right?
I work from home.
Because, like, Jesus Christ,
I meet productivity standards.
Just 100,000, like 100 hours each. I feel like
the first one I ever played was the last one that came out, and I put 200 hours into it. That's what the save file said. It is
ridiculous. Yeah, you have time to edit.
Unfortunately, me and Alex don't have any fucking clue what y'all talking about. So,
it's a game where I get to be a Japanese gangster pirate.
Okay, both of y'all said it at the same time.
That sounds pretty awesome. But let's get into the nitty and the gritty of this episode. Trojan's Horse. Following the Orbo, a reluctant Helena is compelled to continue working on the severed. Helena is compelled to continue working on the severed floor as her any until Mark completes the Cold Harbor file.
He's so close.
Wait, he's so close.
He's so close. He's at 81%.
It's like,
it's
like he's almost like they acting like he's almost making them come to completion. You know what I mean? Like he's so close. Just let him finish.
I mean, he's so close to finishing Dark Orgasm. I mean, I think he's like right there. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, it's weird because it does seem like there's still a lot of mystery around the Cold Harbor project, what it even is. What does MDR even do? Just what do these scary numbers signify? We got the chat blowing up.
Life in 360 says Gemma is actually dead. Theory times. Well, not theory times, but X-Files music.
There's clearly something wrong with her. She's not the same as the other severed people. So that is interesting.
I'm wondering.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to some theories.
All right, I'll save it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to some theories.
And then later on, Milchick undergoes his first performance review as department head, where Mr. Drummond admonishes his failed kindness reforms, demanding that the NAs be treated, quote, as what they really are. Basically, you need to stop treating these people like humans. Which
start treating these niggers like niggers.
Seriously.
And it was an interesting moment. I really like Mr. Drummond, the actor. His voice is like super scary.
I don't believe you've explained why you don't have.
Dude, are we even in America?
This man.
Yes, they're they're somewhere in Pennsylvania.
I don't believe it.
Maybe.
Someone figured it when Irv was looking at that map. Someone was able to figure out it's in upstate Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but they say that, but there's no places like that anywhere in upstate North Pennsylvania. And the other part is there's seagulls at that part where Harmony Cobell is sleeping in her car. There's seagulls being played. There's no clear situation of where these people are. That's consistent.
Are there seals there?
Seals, exactly. There's no seals in Pittsburgh.
But some people are kissed by a rose, so it's cool.
Yes, that's true. Actually, Seal does have. I'm sure Seal has a few side chicks in Pittsburgh. At least one. Yeah. At least one. So who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
How many seals though?
Yeah, and if it were any other show, I would just attribute that to maybe they just fucked up and put a random bird sound and they weren't thinking about it. The fact that there are no seagulls in the region, or there's no like sea port near the region. But with a show like this, it's way too meticulous with its details. I don't think any show at this level, maybe a independent movie would do something that fouled up, but I wouldn't see it out of a show at this high of a budget. Life in 360 says MDR is sorting tempers, and Mark is reconstructing his dead wife's personality. That's why he's the only one who can do it. Wait, is life in 360 Ben Stiller? And if it is,
no, I feel like we've been kind of on that theory. Like that's what they've been leading us to.
There's 155 million fucking theories that we've gone through, read
and those
over,
are just the ones Bill's written down.
Exactly. Like I can't even get on Reddit no more. So that just tells you there's a whole bunch of them out there.
I feel like it would make more sense that for Gemma, she's not dead, but they've severed everything except for her Lumen HR mind. Like even just normal, because they're severed, but while they're severed, they still have some knowledge or some memories of how to just act like a normal human. I think they took everything from Gemma, completely clean fucking slated her, and then only gave her like the HR handbook.
That would make sense because she does act weird compared to everybody else. And then later on in the episode, Mr. Milchick agrees to give
Seth.
Seth.
We know him as Seth. You know, back in the hood, we know him as Seth.
Seth Milkshake.
Milkshake back in the
hood. He lets the MDR team hold a ceremony, basically a funeral for Irving. Dylan says some nice words.
It was sad.
And Milchick confronts Mark, revealing that he knows that Mark and Helena had sex during the retreat.
But
he was watching.
They slapped bellies. Come on, man.
What
that's such dirty language you use.
The beast.
You said they had sex.
Slap bellies is a better.
Slap bellies is better for YouTube, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that type of show.
A little reverence for a little severance, okay? They boned.
I'm taking it. Oh wait, no, I'm not taking it. Wait a minute. Continue, Alex.
Rickon
in office.
Rickon begins work on the Lumen edition of the UUR, laden with company propaganda, and this is to Devin's dismay. Now it's interesting because like Devin is one of my favorite characters. She is pretty consistently like against Lumen and realizes that's an evil company. But Rickon is like, but money though.
No, he was consistently against Lumen until a real fine ass black light skinned bitch came in his life. Let me tell you something. That shit'll change you.
That will change.
That shit changed life up for his entire situation. Man. To your point though, he didn't take him long though.
No,
to your point, like it didn't take much effort.
So fast.
So, but yeah, to this situation, I think we talked about. I don't know who said it. We said something on here talking about how he was going to be the mark and how he was going to end up getting infiltrated. He was the weak link. All they had to do was tickle his balls a little bit, and he was going to be like, "What you want, Lumen? What you want?" So yeah, it was a little bit weird, but I do got to go back to where we are, the setting, and also just the Egans in general. No, I'm talking about when we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna put a pin in it, but from earlier when we were talking about. But yeah, Jeff, how'd you feel about decent here?
About which part? Sorry.
Oh, the Mr. Milchick.
So I don't remember.
Not Milchick. What's his name? The Rickon dude. Rickon. Your book behind you.
Oh yes.
Yeah. How'd you feel about him?
I feel like it's a masterpiece and really changes the way you view the. Oh, that part. It's one of those parts that it's surprising in the sense that like you would have thought that Rickon is like buys his own shit so much that there's no way he would have sold out, but it makes absolute. So I don't think it's the money, which is why he's doing it. I think he's doing it because someone who's powerful, someone who works for Lumen and has all of this influence is telling him how much they love his work. I think it's the flattery that got him to do it, not the money.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The fine ass black woman in his living room. That's what. Yeah.
In his defense.
Damn,
she is fine.
I started following her on Instagram.
Wait. We know.
Oh, you know.
Wait. You started following who on? Oh, following her,
Natalie. Yeah, Natalie.
Oh, no, that surprises all of us here. We're surprised as you had. We know you like the snow bunnies. We didn't. That surprises all of us.
I thought I took enough time off the podcast that wouldn't be the running joke.
Oh no, we talk about that while you're not here. We always make sure to include everybody when they're not here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I did start following her, and she's.
What's up?
I like an actress that's very proud of the role that she does.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there.
And like we saw her so much in the first season, but not really. She got like 2 lines in the first season.
Yeah,
and I think they were both her parroting someone else's thoughts.
Exactly, but there's like some strong emotional, just like you see her just like bugging out.
That's how she got this job, boy. Yeah. That's how she got this job.
Just watch. We all think he's talking about the hot black lady, and he's actually talking about Miss Huang.
But no, I'm saying like with this eye acting, like move over Ella Purnell, move over Kirstyn Milioti with their big eyes. We got another big guy actress.
I hope she's not watching.
Oh, I hope she is.
Oh, actress and producer. What's up?
She's never going to come on. If she might be watching, but she's never going to interview. I mean, accept those interview requests.
She's not watching, but she always sees us.
I've seen Terry
because I got some more stuff I want to talk about. Like I want to talk about some stuff.
during the Dylan does realize during Irving's ceremony that his final words to him were referencing a poster in the break room. Behind it, he discovers a card with directions to the exports hall, but quickly hides it again. I thought that this was a pretty cool little reveal because Irving did just kind of hammer home the whole hang in there. When
hang in there
when he was right before he died.
Yeah.
So I like this reveal that Dylan is on.
Hang in there.
Yeah, he's figuring.
He put a little sauce on it. He put a little sauce on it for sure.
Did you guys kind of pick that up right when he said it? Because I was not surprised at all from that. I basically I was pretty proud of myself by being like.
Oh, you thought nobody else saw it?
I was like, yo, that is the poster. He put it I basically cut the whole thing right there. I was
going back.
I was thinking of all those kitty cat posters. Hang in there, kitty.
Hang in there, cat. Yeah, exactly. I remember those. Those are great. I wonder if it's weird for Dylan that he's like a figurehead now. Like he's infamous at work. He's in the break room. He's in a break room photo. Like he's in a break room piece of art.
Yeah,
he's definitely having trouble coming to terms with it, just based on the fact that he immediately took the note and put it back. Which, by the way, I did think it was hilarious that it just kept being like, "You will need to go left, then right, then down a long hall, then go right, left. Period. Then you will need to go left."
I had to freeze
one,
it.
Right, two, right, three, left. You didn't have to write the full sentence out each time.
I had to.
I paused
it to make sure it wasn't like a Super Nintendo password. I mean, cheat code.
Yeah,
because I was like,
down.
Wait a minute. He said up, down, left, right, left. Wait a minute.
Down right A.
Wait a minute.
Like this. Okay.
First of all.
Just so guys locked in with Larry's comment.
Locked in with Larry. Yes, we are live, baby boy. Let me tell you something, Larry. We about to get to your questions here too, because you said something here. What does Lumen do? I can't remember. You said something about what does Lumen do, and then you also said what does Lumen do, and what are the goats and paintings?
Well, the goats eat the paintings when they want to get rid of them.
I think that Life in 360 spoke to it earlier. We think that they're at least the most common denominator leads us to think that they're giving some type of consciousness with the tempers that they are boxing and putting into one space for what we see. At least we think we've been shown that Mark is working on his wife's tempers. We think that somebody else could be working on her tempers. We just would flash that and things doesn't necessarily mean.
Are you picking that up, Jeff?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's,
the fire burned the internet.
Yeah, there's
everything's back here. It
back.
flooded not too long ago. The water just stopped going back.
It's pretty crazy. We got 80 people watching. I do want to know before we get to these comments, rate it 1 through 10. What you guys think about this Valentine's Day card I sent to all of these guys, and then also the rest of the NerdsatNite crew. It's right here. So we call ourselves NATO. Nerds all together all around. No, nerds all together onward.
Yeah, and then, onward.
Please try to enjoy each of your Valentines equally. I think this came from
Lumen.
I guess which could lead us to or
what I was saying is that Lumen, we think makes consciousness or is rebuilding people's consciousness in some type of way to either use some type of cloning system or replace people's memories with the ones that they want, because they have these 9 tempers, or is it the five tempers of Kier, and maybe they're just replacing their minds with what they feel humanity should be programmed with. But honestly, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Life in 360 is Ben Stiller. Didn't get a denial there. So you want to read that one?
Life in 360 said, I just hope this show doesn't go the direction of Lost with a million mysteries that never get brought up again. Hopefully the goats actually have some significant meaning or function. Yeah, it would be
glad Life answered that question about the goats without me having to get into it. Go ahead.
It would be disappointing if the goats were just used as some sort of creepy symbolism. I mean, creepy imagery, and it doesn't actually mean anything.
Weird. It would be weird.
Aren't goats a symbol of the devil?
Yeah. But I know people been using that a lot, because you go down in the elevator and there's a red arrow going down to the lowest one, and all this stuff. But I'm like, there's also just an elevator.
I don't know.
In the first season, before you saw anything, you would think, oh, this is hell, because you go down and you have to work. You go underneath the earth and you have to work. And that person is stuck working for the rest of their work life. And then when they don't go back to work, one day they just don't go back.
Yeah.
It's gotta be hell.
It's literally hell, honestly. And speaking of the whole severed process, Ragabi is still helping Mark with becoming unsevered. What was the phrase that they used?
I think reintegrated.
Reintegrated.
Yeah. Last time there was this many black people hiding out in a white person's basement. It was the Underground Railroad.
And Kendrick Lamar saved us from all of it.
Oh shit! No, it was Harriet Tubman. It's Black History Month.
Ragabi, now staying with Mark, informs him that Lumen has connections in the morgue and reveals that the cremated remains of he possesses are not Gemma's. In a sudden flash to the severed floor, Mark sees Gemma alive with her weird little facts about the Audis. And I did like this moment, and like what you were saying before,
Your Audi
Ragabi brings up the fact that
has belly button lit.
Ragabi brings up the fact that Lumen has connections with the morgue. Maybe they are using, like, they're experimenting on dead people,
right?
And that's sort of goes.
So maybe that was a little touch. Maybe that was another. Yeah, they keep hitting. It's like they're watching our show, and they're like poking fun at us. But clearly, this was all made before we been recording it and talking about it. But it's like, damn. Why are they teasing us? They are clearly giving us little breadcrumbs to lead us over here or over there. And I feel like the Hallie versus Helena type thing was really a huge red herring. Like, it was a thing that was focused too much on, because think about it. We only got 5 before we were in 4th episode, and that's already been revealed to us, right? We're in the 5th episode, and we're done with that storyline now. They have severed that storyline from this story, really, because they solidified all the loose ends for that particular part of that story were tied off. We find out that it was her idea. They didn't tell her father. It's not a board issue. It's between these 3 individuals. 4 if you include Milkshake, individuals who are making this decision. It's not a Lumen decision, right? Then we know that Hallie is Hallie now, right? We know that. We don't got to worry about that. Scout is is Mark S. Now, like we know that he's integrated and he's having trouble adjusting to the trickery and the medications, right? That whole thing is done. We know that she got to be there. She can't leave. She want to, but she can't. They said that the ghost was eating everything. He said you just had to act while the goats were just eating your pants. It's
Tell
crazy.
you what, they probably also were sitting there trying to act while the goats were just shitting right next to them.
Yeah, I imagine there was a lot of goat shit.
Let's get back to these mints, Alex.
That's when you just throw out those shoes.
The fifth Bantha says, then they resurrected Egan's take. Oh, well, this must be a continuation of a previous statement.
They're saying, they were saying how they think that the Egan, like the purpose of all this is to somehow resurrect Egan.
Yeah, which I wasn't going to hit on too tough. Okay, it caught up. I was like, is it gonna just keep freezing? I'm not gonna hit on that too tough. I love the banter about it, and I want y'all to keep talking about it. I want you to keep asking the questions because to me, if it's just that simple, I don't know if that's I don't know if that would be pleasing to me. If it's just as simple as they're just cloning people. Oh, it's clones. It's clones. And it's just easily dismissed like that. I don't know.
So I think what's happening, I forget what Mark's team is called, but I think what they're doing is
MDR.
Thank you, the MDR team. I think that what they're working on and what they're creating is a way, because remember, to become severed, you have to go through a surgery where they cut into your head and implant a fucking chip in you and do literal brain surgery.
If you're
I think what they're doing is, I think whatever is actually being done, because again, they're not looking at a screen and seeing uncomfortable numbers. It's whatever was done to them is also affecting the way they're seeing the screen and shit like that. So I think whatever it is they're doing is to get Lumen away to sever people quickly, easily, and not in such an imposing way like that, so that then if they want, they can mass sever like cities, states, countries, and then the people in charge, whenever they want, can be like, severed. All right.
Yeah.
We got a workforce we can do anything with. We have an army we can do anything with. They won't know better.
Yeah, that's pretty bleak. But like you wouldn't really put it past a company like Lumen. They're it seems like world domination is definitely in the books for them. Life in 360 said Milchick's painting was definitely weird with Akir depicted as a black man. Maybe they want to imprint the Egan's personality onto everyone. Natalie almost cried both times Milchick brought it up. It doesn't seem like Natalie knows a little bit more about the goings-ons and the
I don't know if she knows any more, but I know that she don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like she at least knows what Cold Harbor is. I think that she feels. Right. I think that she doesn't. I think she responds the way that she does because she knows that Lumen is always watching, regardless of what other people may be thinking is going on. She like, no, I done seen them come up out the woodwork with some shit, dog. I'm not saying that.
Thinking that a pivotal scene is going to be where she takes off the earpiece, and like actually has a conversation with somebody. I don't know if it's going to be with Milkshake. I don't know if it's going to be with Mark or maybe even Irving. But it is implied that she is not severed, right?
Right.
She deals with both of the innies and the outies. She has a really close relationship with Helena from what we've seen in the finale episode.
Has she ever gone to the Severance floor?
Yeah, I mean,
yes, she's been to the Severance floor with
not in the second season.
in the first season.
Okay.
No. So
season,
this is why
was very present.
This is why I feel like we talked about this last week. I do feel like she's severed. I do feel like there's different times in which we've seen her severed, and that's why my theory is where's the holy guacamole. Hold on.
Let's go.
Do that from now on and then let it go because like we're good. I believe that she is the main, what do you call it? I think that she has been severed at different points and when we see her, so that's why she don't respond to certain things because she don't know what the fuck you talking about. So because that was a different version of her responding to this thing. What y'all think about that theory out there? Ben Stiller? Life in 360? Let me know. Let me know.
Life in 3 Stiller? Got it.
Yeah, Life in 3. If I do the math, the math on that, I know it comes out to spell Ben Stiller. Yeah. Sorry, I watched a lot of
something about
I'm gonna get you sucker yesterday.
And actually got like more likes on like Blue Sky than I did on Twitter or like whatever when I posted it.
It's because of the bots
on Blue Sky.
The hackers.
It's because of the bots.
Yeah, the hackers. I don't know if there's like a lot of bots. Well, anyway,
bro, it's
what I'm saying is
Chinese app. You think they don't have bots on it? It's wild.
Blue Sky. This is a Chinese app, but
anyway,
but I named this the DEI episode because of this scene right here. Because it is like very prominent of like I did not think that they were going to lean into racial dynamics in this show at all, because it very felt like typical like exclusive white cast type of thing. But they shifted in the season to like actually touch on type of workplace dynamics within Black culture, and I thought that was like super fucking interesting that they did that.
Yeah, I was not expecting like the moment with the paintings or the like this moment that he has afterwards. He's like, you know what? I'm still thinking about that because that was fucked up.
She. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that this is the version of that person he talked to, and she's just looking at him like. And I think that's
she's
probably,
like, what fucking painting?
And I think that's probably wearing on her mental to the point where it's breaking it, that like where she almost cracks every time these moments happen. And she didn't just have this moment with him; she had it with Cobell all last season. And another thing that lets me believe she's been severed a lot, like throughout her day and back and forth. Is when she was at the ball at the end of season 1, episode 10, she was like a different person. She was happier. She seemed like she was like more normal. Yeah, and she's clearly best friends with Helena. Like they talking about chilling.
Looking at
you know what I'm saying? Like it was so. I feel like we're getting different versions of this character, which would just be speaking to how incredible these women are acting in this series.
Yes.
Oh, they're killing that shit.
And I do have I do want to play, since we're talking about this scene, I'll go ahead and play the little clip that I have.
Yes! Thank you! Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So you can see that there's a lot.
Gonna go on murder spree.
I had something to say, but I think I'm having a stroke right now.
Correct.
It's
smell toast.
pretty dynamic scene. I can see how that can like sort of throw you off. Like it's really emotionally and racially charged.
Oh my god,
a lot going on.
I don't have enough processing.
Nine didn't realize that. Nine didn't realize that people hate it so much. But see, it's very much so hated, and I think Alex is only doing it for Morgan at this point, because like, who does like it?
About nips.
I'm gonna start sending Alex my therapy bills.
100%. My therapist is like, but why do you think that bothered you so much? I'm like, it's because of this fucking clip that keeps getting played at work. They keep putting this clip up at work, and it's just.
I've been so mad at my coworker Liz. Sorry, you have anything else to add about this episode before we move along?
I was just gonna say,
proud of it.
That like the top comments on her Instagram is you couldn't answer the man during Black History Month. And then the actual top comment is from Tillman Tramel Tillman, and it just says,
"Oh,
help."
the guy. That's the guy. It said,
help.
Oh,
help, please help.
I think so. Look, that's a great place to pick up right here, and then kind of tail off towards the end of this one, picking back up into Invincible when we get through talking about this, guys. So don't think it's over yet. But because you have more time with me, just a little bit more time. It's not over yet. We still got to talk about the black man and see what does it mean. Fuck all the pictures and all that shit, because that's what Whitey's plan is. You see what I'm saying, brother? It's what Whitey's plan. And see, with the man, let me tell you, bro, what the man wants to do. No, let me tell you what niggas is thinking, right? But Milchek is super dark skinned. You don't see this thing that they doing here? Dark skin, light skin. So look, little sneak peek to the I'm gonna get you sucker doesn't hold up episode. We decided we're gonna just start saying N-word. And I think it'd be cool and hilarious at the same time if white people just say N-word. Like I was hanging out with this N-word the other day.
N-word,
damn.
N-word, please. I was N-word, like, and I think that's because look, it sounds worse to me, but like, come on, that's what y'all want them to do. I like that.
I mean, they're just saying woke and DEI lately.
Look,
on today's episode of Bill Gets White People Canceled.
In
go to work tomorrow and just do that tomorrow when you go to work. Just say, I saw these N-words on YouTube last night.
Hey, we are going to lose some of you.
They said it was okay.
A worthy sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
My thing is that they clearly are pitting them against each other in that way. I believe. Yeah. Because I've mentioned it before that the guy who plays Milchek, he said that one of the first things he asked Ben Stiller was, does Milchek know he's black? Like, is this something he's aware of? Is this a part of him? Yeah. Does he, or is it just he's black and he's like OJ? Like, I ain't black, I'm OJ type shit. So I think what we're seeing here is the answer to that question coming out more and more.
Still, great question.
He feels like he is black, and this is, and am I tearing a part of myself away or chipping a piece of myself away every single time I adhere to whatever the fuck these people tell me? And I'm not severed. And he said, because I think some of the things he tells the innies, he's genuine about. And then that's what pisses him off so bad. He's like, motherfucker, I'm trying to help you. Okay? I'm trying to help you. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, y'all want to be people? But like he told Mark, look, at the first episode, he said, I locked you up like I locked you up like dogs in cages and animals in cages. And I have to, as a non-severed employee, I have to live with that for the rest of my life. Now, we didn't even know for sure he was non-severed until that moment. They had never confirmed that in the first season. So they're showing us that, look, this dude, this is affecting him. This job affects him in some kind of way. And getting that racist piece of propaganda, just you, especially if you that dark skinned, you're not gonna be able to hide that anger.
Yeah, that's really like you can tell how it's affecting him, which I guess gets rid of my theory that he's a robot and that's the only way he could be.
That was the last theory that got struck off the board. We should have had a board of the theories, but it would just been really tiny print.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. So what's the point?
Well,
shout out to Laura. I just want to say shout out. I ain't gonna read it yet. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, first off, Laura, welcome back. It was it's nice to see you back.
And shout out to Apple. Shout out to Apple Lonely. That's a cool name. Okay.
Apple as well. Okay, so
and shout out to Little Frothy. Sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. So we know that they can adjust through the severance. Through the severance process, we know they can adjust what memories are being created and which ones you're accessing. Do you think they can move memories or consciousness from one person to another? And if so, is that what's happening with Milchek? Is it like they took some white guy's consciousness and put it into Milchek or something?
Yeah, you talking about some like Get Out shit. I think that the second part, no. But the first part, I think you're on to something. I think you're on to something heavy, which is another one of the many theories that are out there. But
it's what I was thinking with Helena. I was thinking Helena has been like severed since a fucking, like she was the first one to be severed.
Oh, so another
Helena
thing.
or
Helena has been the first one to be severed, and she's been kind of like bouncing back and forth, and she's kind of fucked up because of it. That's
I do want to get this.
Her or Natalie?
No, I think Helly.
Okay, just making sure because you were talking about Natalie earlier, so that's why I was wondering. Right.
Yeah, I what's your name? What's the dude that you was like, yo, I really like that actor?
Mr. Drummond.
Mr. Drummond. Mr. Drummond. I believe that Mr. Drummond is Hallie's or Helena's older or younger brother.
That'd be a good one.
Because he calls her she says, is father okay with this? And he says, father. No, she says, she said, is father okay with this? And he says, it was father's idea.
Yeah.
And
you don't say then. Yeah. Right
you don't say
before
that.
Then, he literally says that, like, oh, we shouldn't let father. We didn't want to like bother father with this shit.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Like, why was there this? Yeah, go ahead.
No. And then there was another moment that let me know kind of, the black doctor. I can't remember her name, but she said, Ragabi. She said, oh, look, Laura says she agrees. Okay, look. Then I think that Ragabi cleared up for us that this name of this place is Kier. She said not that Lumen has people in the mortuary. He said, how would they get the ashes? She said, that's how they work. They have all kinds of mortuaries that they can get somebody to switch the body and incinerate it and get the ashes. That's how they do it here. Though she said they have all of them here in Kier.
Right.
Now, that's when I was like,
bam.
And I hadn't heard nobody else talk about it. New rock stars, heavy spoilers. None of y'all. Nobody said it.
Exclusive.
I waited to make sure that that's what was going. That nobody else was going to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to hear first.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of mystery boxes that have yet to be opened. I'm very much looking forward to.
It's my mystery in the box.
Owen Wilson having a cameo.
Oh yeah. So for y'all who don't know, Alex believes that Kier himself will be played by and already has technically guest starred will be Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson.
Yeah, because that wax model that they have of Kier Egan, that's Owen Wilson's nose. That looks just like him.
And also, I believe that we already had our Ben Stiller intro, which was that dude who's whistling down the hallway, and his voice actor is credited, I think, as somebody else.
But in 360,
maybe, but. But yeah, I believe that was Ben Stiller. Myself, I'm guessing that was Ben Stiller driving the cart down the thing when he came and got the stuff for MDR from what's the other one?
MDR.
Called? Yeah, not MDR.
ODR.
ODR. Okay, I'm gonna go with it because I have nothing for it. Because I was legitimately asking that. It was not a pop quiz.
Sorry, I feel
how great would it be?
Said wow, so I'm gonna go with he's agreeing with me. Anybody else?
I think it's I think Alex got yeah. How great would it be if they're dropping all these breadcrumbs for it to be Owen Wilson, and then they reveal it's Luke Wilson? This is a fun little fuck you.
That would be fucking great. Just so I can laugh at Alex because he's like. Fuck Luke Wilson.
You know what I would say?
I said, no, Alex, that's not how you do that.
Wow.
But you guys have anything else you want to touch on with this episode before we move on to the next?
Touch it too hard.
To our next topic.
How cool would it be if they made social media accounts for all of the Severed?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Interesting.
Wouldn't that be? That would have been like. I feel like 4 or 5, 6 years ago, that would have been like viral marketing. And I feel like now they're like, the world's on fire. Fuck it, let's just make a TV show.
Have you seen Duolingo's bird died?
Yeah, they killed their bird. The app is literally the bird with X's over its eyes now.
That's weird. Why would they do
that?
That's
suspicious. I have no fucking clue.
It went completely viral because they're like, this bird is dead.
Yeah.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
They've got ads where it's just dead.
Yeah. They had a little ceremony and everything.
That's actually awesome. That reminds me of the what's that little fucking toy we used to have that you had a pet?
Tamagotchi.
That's what that reminds me of. You had an app that was basically a Tamagotchi and that bitch died.
And they
you stop paying attention to it and that motherfucker died. You got to clap your hands like take it.
They've implied that Drake is the one that killed the bird.
Oh my god!
And
that's actually awesome.
After like
if he killed the bird,
after it said "Say Drake," like there was like a post that had been. It was like "Say Drake," like like in Kendrick Lamar fashion.
Yeah. Was the bird an owl? Is that?
Yeah, it's an owl.
Yeah, it's an owl, and they fucking killed it. It's
Laura, I'm doing Italian. I have 1,714 days, and I cannot speak fucking Italian at all. This app is bullshit. It is. It's a puzzle app. It's not a language app. I mean, like
he's like really good at puzzles, though.
Well, it's like it's like translate this sentence, and it gives you all the words. But only one of the words in a foreign language is capitalized. So it's like, well, that's the first one. And then it's just,
going out on a limb.
It's all sorts of.
Yes, check us out on our podcast, Foreign Language Fridays, where we talk about Duolingo and all of its complications.
That's on members only, though.
And
members only.
Speak Italian, yes.
Yo, shout out to anybody who's in the chat. Just tell me, I just want to know, would you watch a members only Friday show? Put it in the chat. If you're a member, let us know. It's only 99 cents to join on the Drunk Banthas channel, so go ahead and let us know. But yeah, Alex.
I'm just gonna move on to our next topic.
I know
we could probably talk about Severance.
That's what I was wanting to hear.
Oh,
we
one
can talk
last
about,
thing about
this.
Severance.
Another what? Another how long?
I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say 3 hours. You usually say like another 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
One last thing about Severance. They did all of the titles are released. So the last episode is called Cold Harbor.
How many episodes?
Yeah.
10.
Nice.
So
we got 9
always.
Presumably, we will find out what Cold
The
Harbor
9
is
last
by
season.
the end of this season.
Yeah, hopefully.
I was just like, I was watching it and I was like, okay, how far are we into this? And
Halfway.
halfway through. Okay.
Mhm.
Wait, so we're on episode 5. I'm glad about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am very much enjoying this show.
Yeah, we got a lot of
You
story
do get a
in it.
vote, Morgan, and Othelius gave me a vote. Alex, what are we talking about next, buddy?
We're talking about Invincible.
The title card is never going to be that cool again.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing with the title cards this time around. It's obviously well, actually, I'm not even going to get to what it is implied.
Are you going to Red Robin this?
Spoiler.
Yeah, Alex has to be
Spoiler.
very careful not to spoil this entire thing. And also, everybody else, please be respectful. Do not ruin anyone else's.
Really good. I've actually cannot spoil it because I've been reading along.
No,
with
not
the
you,
season.
not you. I'm talking about people in the chat. Yeah, no, we're professionals. We're professional spoiler people.
So that
I'm
looks
not.
really good. That looks good, really good. And I may want you to pull up a little part of this
Don't act like it's porn.
before I fucking.
Don't act like it's porn.
Get out
I'm
of
gonna be
here.
like, hey man, can you pull that up?
Volume 11.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
I want you to.
What's that?
Volume 11
If you
of the
can-
normal ones.
If you have the scene where he says, I miss my wife.
Oh yeah, I think I
What is it?
I think that's an earlier
Chance the
issue.
Rapper? What the fuck is this?
That's a really good joke if you are tapped in.
I am tapped. Is this thing on? Hello.
If you're tapped in, that's actually your fucking
Alex, while he's looking for that, break it on down with the break on down.
Mark asks Rudy to analyze the drone, which he determines originated from Earth and was created by someone with vast resources. Now, this is referring to the drone that just kind of goes explodey at the end of the last episode. We see that he was being spied on. Mark confronts Cecil, believing he built it, but Cecil denies it, even though he's like, I'm definitely spying on you, but you were not going to find my drones. We're a lot better at keeping our shit secret.
He said, this don't belong to me. Now, if you find mine, let me know.
Have they explicitly said who is watching them on these drones? Or is it still like
they showed the arm.
Yeah, they just showed.
But we know it's Angstrom
Well, I
Levy because
mean,
we
they
got
also had a
subtitles
voice.
and it says Angstrom Levy.
Yeah, the subtitles. Yeah, this is extra. I was like, well, shit. I didn't think that they were trying to telegraph that.
I really don't understand why, but I need the subtitles so that I can remember people's names, man. If I don't read the names, I don't care.
I mean, there's a lot of different names in.
I know, but I
in
do a
this
pretty
show.
good job of remembering them. But
I
that's
miss
what
my
I'm saying.
wife. Oh, I miss my wife.
I miss my wife.
I miss my wife.
I miss my wife.
Sorry,
y'all. So sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Othelius is tapped in. We know Othelius is tapped in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's actually in season 3, episode 4. 9. I almost made that same mistake earlier because I was like, oh yeah, we did get a season last year. But
and it pissed off fans.
But I am really interested about. I'm like intrigued by this reveal of Angstrom. You know, he's obviously spying on Mark, knows all his secrets. So I think, and he's already made a big mess of things last year. He's emotionally traumatized Mark forever because he thinks he killed him. But
that's what he does.
I'm excited to see him come back. Then later on, while on a date with Eve, Fight Master and Dropkick, great names, forcibly recruit.
Dropkick's a great name. Fight Master stupid as shit.
Dropkick and Fight Master, they're like bad WWE wrestlers.
Is that Judo Master? Is that Judo Master from the
Judo Master? Maybe. I think they're like a combination of just bad and worse.
Yeah.
They forcibly recruit Mark and bring him to their future, believing he can save their Earth from the tyrannical king, the Immortal.
You ever been kidnapped?
Driven mad by his immense power and immortality, he blames Mark for his eventual abandonment of Earth and demands he fight him to the death to bring him peace.
I can't believe the Declaration of Independence poison ink didn't work.
Yeah, man.
Can I just hold on?
What are you talking
Hold on. I gotta hold on. I gotta say this so it's said. I don't forget. The Immortal is a punk ass bitch.
Yup.
Yeah, I got immense power, like you just said. Immense power, invulnerability. He's literally immortal. He's been president. He done been all kind of shit. And now your best friend left. Now you fucking go kill everybody. What the fuck? What is that, man?
The punk
Put some icy hot on it, man. Get up, man. Up.
The punk kid he used to babysit left.
Yo, listen, I feel like Immortal's power scaling is like Viltrumites are like this, you know what I mean? Like they go all the way up. But Immortal is just like a slow, like linear curve where like Viltrumites and like Alan the Alien is like so exponential, where it's just like you've been rendered useless at this point. And I do not actually.
Well, I think he was only.
I'm going to wait for the round robin.
No. I mean,
he has
only
smart atom DNA. That's what his powers, where they come from. But they never explain how he got it.
Yeah, but he has smart atom DNA. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Adam.
Not smart Eve DNA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we hate women here. Well, Alex.
Yeah, I like that. That's still going. Woo!
He's like,
Love those running jokes. I honestly forgot about this storyline because when they brought up the twins from the future, like Dropkick and Fight Master, I was like, why did they bring these fucking great names? Why did they bring these fucking guys back? Like I don't remember them having any impact on the plot. But yeah, like it was just a pretty interesting. And I guess like ultimately this doesn't affect the big plot going forward. Because when I was reading the comics, I was pretty much speed reading. It was like, I need to find out what's going on with the Viltrumites and Nolan. Like, fuck all this other shit. So this doesn't really move the story along. But it does show like how this is just like a really dark time for Mark when he's experiencing all these different things, raising questions about his own power and what his future could hold.
It's basically nothing good happens.
Yeah,
they're also
I'm waiting for the round robin. Are you going to ask us a question? Or
they're also literally 12 pages of the entire book, so I think it's okay to not remember them too much.
Did you have a question? Yeah, you're going to ask us a question. Are you going to ask us a question? Do you want to ask?
Do you want me to ask you a question? I was just.
What was the question?
Chatting.
Yeah, no.
The question is.
Well, nine said, "Are you going to ask this question?" So I just was asking.
I was waiting for the round robin.
I was asking for
what do we all think about it or whatever. Like, whatever.
Well, yeah. What do you think about it?
Yo, this show is a 2-pack of ass. Yo, listen, I fucking hate this show. I'm sorry, but this show is so ass. And I may be a dissenter about this, but the animation, fucking terrible. The fucking plot line is boring. And I do not like this show, bro. Like, I tried so hard. The comics are way better. And I hate to be one of those guys, but the comics are way fucking better than this show. And I wanted Jeff to pull up. And I wanted Jeff to pull up this panel
What's that?
I wanted Jeff to pull up this panel because they are skimping on us, bro. I am a guy that loves good animation, but this animation is so trash and so flat that it's really hard to actually appreciate. And the stories that they're telling, they feel like filler. I'm sorry. They feel like filler. And I don't think that I need to understand Mark's morality over 3 episodes. That's going to be damn near half of the goddamn season before we get to the Invincible War. And that's all I've
Your own
led up
punishment.
to.
No spoilers. Your own punishment. 2-minute warning. Bum, 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 bum.
I just want to know if there's anybody that agrees with me. If there's anybody that agrees with me,
for spoiling.
I just need to say
I agree that
it's only exciting when the Viltrumites and Alan the Alien are on the screen.
I agree that the animation is not that great. Like I expected the animation to take a big step up after season 1 because they're obviously doing a lot of little tricks to basically, make the most of their pencil mileage.
That boy, for sure, they need to do more. Like I don't need a celebrity animator. We got 83 people watching right now across all the platforms. I do not need a celebrity voice actor for every single fucking character. I don't need that.
That is actually
animate.
I mean,
that shit, bro.
Yeah, they
Please.
are. But what's that got to do? Come on, you're just.
No,
see, that's what I'm saying. That's where the things go too far because
budget is being wasted. The budget
it's not.
is being wasted.
There's never such. There's no such thing. You got to spend the money, so there's no wasting anything. They spend every single dime. Now you might not like the allocation of funds, but it's not being wasted.
The allocation of funds is being wasted. But I feel like
y'all ever see My Cousin Vinny?
Yeah.
Everything that guy said is bullshit.
What are you about to say, Alex?
Yo, have you ever seen My Cousin Vinny? Because everything in that movie and what I'm saying is fantastic. Yo, I'm Marissa Tomei in a nice fucking dress right now doing their thing because listen, I do not believe.
All right, hold on, Alex.
That you can actually think. Okay, whatever.
Alex, what you about to say?
No, I agree that the animation isn't great. Like like in the Drunkies, like the season 2 was nominated for best animated series, but it's definitely like the weakest animation out of all of those.
The Drunkies,
I like if we're comparing it to X-Men '97, Arcane, it's definitely not
the
on
Drunkies?
That. Well,
if I wanted to research that myself, where would I go?
You would have to be a member to watch the full version of the Drunkies award show, and also there's going to be a truncated, edited version that's going to be dropping.
Yeah,
as soon as I get a chance.
All membership is on the Drunk Banthas channel. There's membership for Nerds at Night, but what he's speaking of specifically, gotta go to Drunk Banthas channel.
Indeed. But yeah, like it was like I really like the story in this for the show. I feel like they are, since Robert Kirkman's getting a second bite at the apple, like the story is a little bit more streamlined, because I felt like the comic is a whole lot of filler. Like I was a lot of shit that was just kind of superfluous as far as like the main story, because like the Viltrumite story is the most interesting thing about all of Invincible. There's some cool stuff here and there, like the Mark seeing the immortal in the future. I think next episode from the thumbnail is going to be following this character named Powerplex, which has no bearing on the big plot going forward, but it's a really interesting story.
It's also, like I said last week, and we spoke on when we were covering it on the first season, we were very interested. Well, first of all, animation first season. If you didn't like that animation, I mean, if you liked that animation and it didn't bother you, at least, I don't think it should take you out of this one. But I just feel like, and like I said, we spoke on this season 1. How are they going to keep this show going without it having to be on for the next 20 years? Because if they on for 7 years at the pace that they do it at, like, or the pace that they were doing it at, it's like this shit could be on for the next 15,
that is the
20
biggest
years.
problem, though.
So, but no. Well, but you can't tell this story as fast as you would probably like to, because then they wouldn't be able to make any money.
Okay,
because the story would move too fast. If you get this show the way Alex read the comic, it would be entertaining, but a lot of readers would be upset because they didn't get certain characters.
But at the same time, I mean, we're on volume 11, and I think there's 25 to 32 volumes. So they are moving through it.
No. Can you please have that open?
Yeah.
While I just do I think okay. So I'm going to just present right here. I got it right here.
You got it. You're good.
Have faith in you.
Yeah. So when we're talking about this,
my Stugatz.
how that feels when looking at the comic to this, it's not the same, man. It's not the same. Like,
I don't know, man. He kind of looks like a bitch in that first one, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah, he's supposed to look. He's supposed to look like a bitch here.
Okay,
he's supposed to look like a bitch. But there's no shading. There's no atmosphere to this scene.
Let's also remember, though, I think this is also a difference again in the speed between the two. In the comic, they haven't. He's not fully healed yet, so they haven't started trying to murder him. In this, he is. So I mean, I think it's parts like that too. In the comic, Alan hasn't been brought to prison at all. In the show, he says this to Alan. So I think it's just, again, I think the pacing differences. It's more than anything.
The pacing is super hard. Well, producer C's getting on. All I have to say,
you got to be more subtle than that. You got to be more subtle than that. You're supposed to do the thing where we go.
I just came in through the window.
Well, just because I have to get off and I want another black guy to replace me.
This black kid.
So I am.
You mean me, Jeff, and Alex ain't enough black people for you?
9 nerd. No, you guys are more than enough. Actually, Jeff is more than enough. Just don't take his advice and say you don't get the N-word pass.
Guys, good news. Plenty of time to edit.
You don't get to go to work tomorrow and say and I was on stream with a bunch of N-words.
So last night I was hanging out.
Have a good night, man.
All right. Night 9.
So since you're joining us,
probably drinking, right? I said 9 was drinking, right?
He did.
Yeah, he was almost. He was almost on the way out. It looked like. It looked like he was almost about. He was about to jump out the window, but you jumped in the window. So then he was like, you know what, I'm good.
I'm just going to throw out there. I like Minister T. I think that's a good one. Well done, Othelius.
I like Minister T too.
Yeah, we got Toby Blanco and Minister T, Jedi Master Grayson, and I'm Bill.
That's like Jonathan Davis's kids: Zeppelin, Pirate, and Steve.
Nice.
Interesting.
That would have been the more you know moment, but my shoulder hurts, so I can't really reach that fast.
But T, since you're joining us in this discussion, what do you did you hear what 9 was saying about this show?
Did you hear what he was blaspheming?
Do you have the same criticisms about like the animation and the way the story's being laid out?
No, I actually just finished the episode. That's kind of what took me so long, was that I forgot that it even came out, so I had to watch it. No, and as you know, I'm reading the book at the same time, and I'm literally every time I read a couple chapters in the book, it's been the newest episode so far. No, I'm liking it. I like the things they improve that I read upon. Like, as soon as I read something, I see how they improve it in their show, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Now you go make Nine jump back on this motherfucker. He was hype off that bitch. He was hype.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Which I get it. I like everybody has the things that they love about the comic, and some people just don't take adaptation that well. But I agree with you, T. I think that they're doing a better job with the show than the comics, except for the animation. The animation is kind of ass sometimes.
I just want.
Wait, Jeff. I don't like the animation. Like,
no, hold on. I'm gonna let you rebuttal. I want Jeff to read this. I want Jeff to read.
I swear to God. Okay, I'm reading it first to make sure you're not gonna.
You're great. Yeah, you should, but also I wouldn't do that. But you should do that. You're smart to check.
Toby Blanco, Brother Billiam, Minister Terry, and the lighter-skinned JPEG Mafia, aka PNG Maja.
Mafia. He corrected
himself. Yeah, gotcha, PNG Mafia.
Got it.
Nice.
JPEG Mafia. That's great.
Oh man.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we are. We JPEG Mafia. Fuck with it.
Yeah, I think those nicknames.
I'm with it. I'll take Brother Billiam.
Yeah, I think that the animation for that fight scene where Omni-Man kills all the Guardians is the most impressive that the animation's been. But I like the fight scene where he's the last episode where he's fighting all the underground monsters. I thought that was pretty weak. It was not.
What about the fight scene in this episode with Nolan and Alan? And
I did like that.
Battle Beast, nigga.
Battle Beast.
I was so happy to see Battle Beast back.
Let me tell you something about Battle Beast real quick.
He don't.
Because I'm gonna let these two dominate this conversation a little bit because they're well read and Terry's reading, so that's a very interesting perspective. But I love how they're using Battle Beast. I do know that he's he's used a little differently. That's all I'll say in the comic book. But he is they using him sparingly like Darth Vader. We're not going to just Darth Vader you to death. You know he's a badass when he walk in the room.
Yeah.
And I love it because tiny spoiler, but not a spoiler. We will see Battle Beast again. Obviously, we will. No dead body.
Captain America will return.
Billy said in the chat, Battle Beast is simple. All he wants is to throw hands. Yeah, that's all he really wants in life is just to fight.
100%.
It's don't bring no weak people to his door either. He's gonna be mad.
And I love that he's. Oh, go ahead.
He's a Saiyan with more hair.
Yeah, he's got Super Saiyan energy.
I love how he is played by. Well, for the old heads, he's played by Worf.
Yeah, Michael Dorn.
But who was a Cleon who wanted to
essentially just wanted to throw hands all the time.
The same thing. Yeah, he always wanted to die in battle. He was like, "Oh, today would be a good day to die."
You know what? Play to your strengths.
Yeah, it's is it typecasting or is it just playing to your strengths?
It's just amazing that they went and got him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Hey, we know how crazy this motherfucker is, and all he does is remind us of you. Will you please bless us with your voice?
Did we get Battle Beast in season 1?
First episode.
I know
because I was explaining who Battle Beast was. I was like, oh yeah, when he first showed up, he whooped Mark. Whooped him so bad he had to go to the special hospital.
Yeah,
whooped him so bad Battle Beast quit in the middle of the fight and just said, "You suck. I'm out."
And he just left.
He just.
I remembered. I just didn't remember if it was season 1 or 2.
How do you halfway through giving somebody an ass whooping?
It was quick. It made me wonder how
you are not worthy. I will go eat a sandwich.
How was he under dude's employ in the first place? It's like, how did you convince him to come to Earth? Is like be his bodyguard?
How did the Viltrumites get him? Well, not the Viltrumites necessarily, but how did he get captured?
Yeah,
I think he's really easy to catch because we saw how Alan got him. I really think they just caught him and locked him. They were probably like, "Hey, Battle Beast, there's a nigga that wants to fight you behind that door." And he's like, and he's walking the door, like, close the door, close the door, close the door.
It turns out he is like an actual cat. They just laser pointed to a box and he got in.
Had a shadow of Goku or something hiding in there. Or just they just had a dude with a mustache just walk in there. He's like, look at him.
By the way, guys, if you were interested, I know you guys are reading comics. There's a Battle Beast comic book that was released, I think it was last year. It's pretty rad. I think it's basically like a prequel comic. I think there are a few issues. I only bought the first issue, but it's pretty.
I think that he gets captured easily because
he's got a fucking sword.
Yeah, you imagine him with a sword.
I think he gets captured easily because he's like, if you actually catch him, he's not gonna break out. He could break out. He's just like, someone of worth must come and try to take off.
And that does make sense.
They just kind of lied to him and just locked him in there. And he's not gonna move until somebody challenges him.
Exactly.
And the thing is,
you got one weakness.
They have to be strong enough to break all the way into the prison, get past all the guards and the Viltrumites, and through that fucking door. So honestly, it's not a bad way to find real strong guys to come fight you.
100%. Exactly. This is where I need to be.
Apple Lonely said in the chat, 9 is making me agree that Invincible sucks, but I like it and we watch it every week.
Goddamn right you do, Apple Lonely.
It's like watching the WWE in 2008.
Like how I watched Arrow.
Oh no. Like I said 2008, but I meant 2003. Like 2002, 2003. You're still watching WWE. It's like, why am I doing this?
Speaking of the WWE, I'm putting in another request for you guys to do Ready to Rumble on Does It Hold Out?
Oh, that'd be great.
I think it's on the list. Might be on the big list.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because it's
such.
Hey, wakey, hands off Nike. Let's go.
That's a really good one.
We love that one.
And I did like in how this show did a similar trick with like basically anytime Mark is about to get laid, Paul F. Tompkins comes up and is like, and that's now we'll leave Mark to his
penetrate his private inside of a female.
We will venture to the stars and
re-explain. Now one thing I'll agree with 9 on is this episode was a filler episode, and that's just based off of the fact that one, this is a filler plot line, right? But I know where they're going with it. And if you're a reader, that is probably why it's more interesting as an episode. But I just felt like this one was a throwaway episode. Like, I feel like there's nothing in this episode that happened that really changes too much going down the line that involving Mark.
Okay.
And then the last 10 minutes is the only time we get the real action part. But in between that, we just get an explanation of the last 2 episodes. Well, the last episode of season 3 or season 2, and then we get the last 3 episodes of this season that we're watching, and it's like, I don't need you to recap all the shit that just fucking happened less than 2 episodes. Okay.
I will say I did. So yes, I will say I don't feel like the second half of the episode was filler at all.
Right. No, I didn't think so.
I felt like the length of this episode was good. We got the 2 different plot lines without making me feel like either was rushed. I feel like they were both like fully explored, and I
I
did
thought
like
I was
that.
watching 2 episodes at one point.
Same.
I had to pause it to be like, did I just go to another episode? Let me double check.
And I'll tell you what, the internet loves this episode. This one is stop doing shit. It's the highest rated episode this season.
Oh damn. Okay. Where's it rated?
9.3.
Okay.
Ooh, bury the lead, why don't you?
You know, it's funny because with this comic, like I felt like there are a lot of stories that would seem like a filler episode because it doesn't necessarily move the story along, but it's still really, really interesting stories. Like there was I made a video.
I agree with that as well.
I made a video a few years ago, just like top 10 craziest things that happened in the Invincible comic. And like most of the 70% of those have no bearing on like the long game of this.
Also no views.
It's like crazy shit that happens.
Also no views. Go watch it right now. Go watch it.
Yeah, if you want to read ahead of the class, like there's some.
There's a lot of spoilers, shit. But also like you said, like it basically doesn't have a big bearing on it. So go check it out. You know, even though it's a little spoilery, it's like good spoilery.
Yeah, I try to stay away from like super spoiler things like when this person dies. It's like that's a little bit too much.
I thought he was going to say it. He's like, I try to stay away from spoilers. Like when an asteroid hits Earth and wipes it all away.
Yeah, actually, in the next episode, Eve is actually going to eat Debbie alive. So
that's going to be cool.
She has a huge character turn.
It's not necessarily alive when she uses her powers to make her into a sandwich. Come on.
Dude, that would be so gnarly.
That'd be so weird. Like, why did you do this?
Is it cannibalism?
I feel like she would go with Mortadella.
We should all just be glad that she's a good person.
Mortadella, that's gross.
But yeah, it was good.
Eve, you're a weird, sick fuck. Mainly because you chose Mortadella. But yeah, like I did. I did like the whole prison break of it all, and we get a pretty huge revelation at the end of the episode. T, what did you think about the revelation that there are less than 50 Viltrumites in all of like space, I guess?
The universe, Alex.
Most people call it a universe.
That's pretty good for them. Good job at that. That there's only 50. That's a good plot. That's some hope. That's some hope for everything. I kind of had my suspicions. I was like, I kind of feel like there's not that many of them left. That might be their problem of why they can't be nowhere. I feel like there's not that many left. So it's something I saw coming, but that's cool. All right, you got to have some hope for the episodes. I mean, most of these Viltrumites they do seem kind of tough. Had like thousands of them coming down on you. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna do about that. But knowing there's only there's probably less than 50 now, because it's like we've seen at least 5-6 of them get got already.
Yeah.
So there's more like 40 something, really.
Yeah, it's like 47 left.
There are only 47
and a half.
Well, more like 36. I didn't kill
right, and then like the way they're losing them like this quickly, you would think that the rest of them probably would have showed up for Nola. Like they've lost.
Well, we do have to remember.
Looks like that they lost, really.
Well, they lost. So for people who haven't read or don't remember season 2, no, I'm just saying. But for people who haven't read or went to season 2 or season 1, like. The Viltrumites
for people who just watched this episode and nothing else,
right? Or you know what I'm saying. Yeah. For all of you people, the Viltrumites had a Viltrumite war where they just were so bored with fucking killing everybody else, like Battle Beast style. They all fucking killed each other to see who was the most pure of blood and strongest of Viltrumite. Stupid. And then a virus hit and damn near killed. They got COVID and damn near killed everybody that they knew. And then it just became like, okay, we will now. The reason that they infiltrate planets is so that they can have worthy children with these. Basically, they got to vape a lot of people. That's their plan: is to vape and create, and then make it as close to a pure blood Viltrumite as possible. But what happens with that is you end up with blood and thinning the bloodline, and that's why some of these Viltrumites are just a little bit easier to kill.
Yeah. They're passport bros doing some fun eugenics.
And it is sort of implied that the older you get, the stronger you get. So like we're definitely gonna meet some very old Viltrumites soon that are gonna make it more of a challenge.
Other than Alan's boss.
Other than
Santa
Alan's,
Claus.
yeah, boss. I loved that he pulled his beard off. And just
So
fucking stupid.
I feel like when the other two dudes showed up, I was like, why do they all have those mustaches?
I get that it's like a cultural thing, but like
they got that porn mustache.
The porn stash.
They all got a porn mustache, but
not
then
like one dude picked it. It's a whole thing. They all got to wear.
It's a sign of their masculinity.
yeah, all the women have one.
I'm like, serious, how many? Like they lost 3 Viltrumites last season because they killed those two.
At least 2 here
after. And yeah, we're like they're down 2 more again.
Yep.
So
Well, Delia said so. Basically, they're like Christopher Columbus, and yes, and
I just had an image of Viltrumites just showing up and handing out blankets, which I know is terrible.
Hold on. Non-Nerd Yard said he forgot to say, watch my head of state video. I've already watched it, and it is pretty goddamn good.
Damn good.
Go
I
check it out.
watched it too. It reminded me how good of a movie that actually was. Because then it reminded me how fucking young 9 was. Because he's like, I was like 8 when I saw this. Like, man, I was in high school.
No.
But yeah, happy Black History Month, everybody. Go check out that. And Jeff, what were you about to say? Oh man,
I was about to say I was a junior in high school when that came out.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I guess I was.
Terry was saying something.
Terry.
Oh yeah, you were saying like this, them giving out blankets, and I was like, yeah. And then the second part is, and I'll come back, and who's ever still here, I'm gonna fuck you. Yeah, right. They're gonna put him out, and whoever's strongest gets great.
Are you alive, buddy? You live? All right, let's procreate.
Yep.
Call now and get a free grape whistle.
Oh, you made it! Cool.
And
that does what we do on those blankets.
God damn it! This would be a commercial.
It does seem like Earth is, Earthlings are, considered viable for procreation because at some point they're listing off his crimes and they say that that he's basically procreated with somebody of lesser whatever, like he just like unauthorized procreation, but I think that's Oliver.
Yeah, that's the Thraxans.
Yeah, so it's like the Thraxans not cool enough to be procreated with.
He kind of said that. Well, I think he did say that in season 2.
Yeah, he said they won't, because he was like, they won't kill you, Mark, but they'll kill Oliver.
They'll want you, Mark. I'm still working on my
your J.K. Simmons.
My J.K. Simmons. I'm working on it.
Your JJJ.
See, I used to be able to kind of do the young one, but he ain't young no more. So you gotta
pretend like you're a yellow M&M. That one you can channel that.
Pretend like I'm who?
A yellow M&M.
I forgot that's him.
I did not know that was him.
Yeah, he has a very interesting career.
Yeah, he's
Oz.
He also grew Santa's beard and the Rock's bicep.
Who's a neo-Nazi.
Hold on, one at a time. Jeff, you go ahead. Then I'll get.
I was saying he also grew Santa's beard and the Rock's biceps.
Oh yeah, he's huge. He's
okay.
jacked.
Now Nazis.
Yeah. What?
I was just saying, Nolan's voice is like a mixture of Schillinger, the neo-Nazi, and the yellow M&M.
I didn't hear you say Schillinger, and I was just like,
Alex,
all right, either I missed
missed
him getting canceled, or I missed a really fucked up M&M commercial, but I don't know which.
Put that on the list of people who not gonna be answering my interview call.
Yeah, you called me a Nazi, so but no,
I was looking over your videos.
But yeah, that's pretty much where things are left off here. We got 6 more episodes of this show of this season. So it's a lot of story to be. It's a lot of story to be told. I'm excited to see how Alan and Nolan are going to get back in touch with Mark. It was like Athelia said, they need to go tell Mark immediately about this shit.
4 more episodes.
4 more episodes. That's all.
Yeah,
Damn.
8 episodes.
This was supposed to be easy. All I can say is I'm sorry. What have I done? I thought you'd never shut up.
Oh, interesting.
Can't live with him. Can't live without him.
Interesting titles.
I didn't say which one was which, right?
Right.
So you could be living without.
Ooh, they've got the descriptions on for the last 3 episodes, not for the 5th episode on IMDb. And I'm remembering some of the comics. We got some good ones coming up, guys.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm curious of where it's going to end, like where it's going to leave off. But yeah, because there's so much shit that happens in this comic. I feel like it just goes and goes and goes. So I'm curious how they're gonna put a stamp on this season.
I'm curious.
But guys, let us know what you thought in the comments about this episode and season 3 in general.
Know what's on your
do you like it like us, or do you think it's dog shit? Do you watch it every week anyway, like 9? Let us know in the comments. Before we get out of here, Producer T, you want to tell people where they can find you on the interwebs?
As always, you can find me. Weird because I'm like looking wrong now. You can find me on my Instagram at tpensco. Also, this week, be on the lookout to go to NerdsatNite, and you will be seeing part 2 of the Black internet history of viral memes and videos. I promise I'll have that out by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Groovy. Awesome. Yeah, guys, keep your eyes peeled for that. I guess I should have mentioned I'm going to be dropping a companion review soon.
You should drop it on both.
But nobody's going to watch it anyway. So
you know what? You know what? You should drop it on Nerds at Night this time. Drop it on both.
Sure. Nolan, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Why, thank you for asking. Can find me. You can always try to Skype me at Don Cheadle's Driveway at littlediggy2.com. It's,
because of
the hackers.
You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as always, the easiest place to find me is here on Mondays.
Indubitably.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right here, actually.
Luckily, yeah.
Where you are. Wherever you are is where you are. That's where you can find him.
Indeed. And guys, well, every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
You never asked me about my show.
Oh yeah, where can the people find you?
Where do people go find your ass?
We talked about it at the beginning, but where can the people find you?
Well, Alex, I'm so glad you asked me. You can find me every Thursday at 8:15 p.m. on Nerds at Night and the Drunk Banthas channel. We'll be doing the Bantha Bunch show. Indeed. And yeah, we'll be talking about common side effects this week. Come kick it with us. It's a party.
With a special live guest.
Yeah, we're going to have a little special live guest this time. We're going to have producer T coming in there joining us. And you know who else will be joining us? You, baby. And yeah, also you can check me out right here with Jeff and Alex every Monday on the Drunk Banthas podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Till next time, stay safe, my little mustached aliens, and may the force be with you.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go.